Timmy Lambesis, pleaded guilty the other day to his.
Wouldn't he pled guilty or pleaded?
He pled guilty. He pled guilty. That's grammar.
I don't fucking
blooper
care.
reel.
Yeah.
You don't have one.
And so he has a court hearing in May that will decide his official sentence, I guess. But he could get 9 years in prison for if you've been living under a rock, and if you follow this channel and you're into this type of music and you've been living under a rock and living under this rock down into the core of the earth. Tim Lambesis tried to hire a hitman to murder his wife. They were going through a nasty divorce, and she was going to take the kids away, and he was on steroids and working out and being a workout dude. And so he's been in prison or jail and shit, and so he just pleaded, whatever the fuck Sam said I should say. We're here to talk about it. We've never made a video on this. Yeah, so we're kind of late on this, but who cares? Dingus.
Yeah, they're saying you could get 9 years, Tyler. That's a lot of years.
Thanks.
That's a lot of years.
Oh, you're welcome for the update. But Keith, what do you think about the trial and everything? And him actually, do you think he did it? But why do you think he did it? Was it steroids, or was he is that a cover-up?
I mean, it's almost...
Is that a lie? Or is it the truth?
It could be a lie. I'm not going to claim to know, because, I mean, I don't know shit. So, I mean, it could have been the steroids.
Keith Kilgore, keeping it real. Doesn't know shit.
It could have been the steroids, and then, I mean, he seemed like a nice enough guy, so it could have been that. But then again, it doesn't... I don't know. You can't deny that that he did it. So I mean, I feel like even with the steroids, he wouldn't have done it unless there was like some kind of impulse in there deep down. So I mean, that's what I.
It's like you're his attorney and you go into the court. I don't know shit.
I don't know shit.
Does that mean Keith would have to wear a suit?
Yeah.
I've worn suits before, but that's completely off topic. But with this whole thing...
I think it's called for it. What kind of...
Alright, well...
We should get a picture of Keith in a suit up on the screen.
But, I mean...
I actually might do that.
Oh, God. That's terrible. But, it's just... It kind of sucks, because, I mean... Yeah, As It Lay Dying's a cool band, and it's just, don't know what's going to happen with that. Again, with this going on, because, I mean, it's kind of hard to picture them without Tim Lambesis, even though that's gonna be what they have to do if they're gonna go on without him, if they go on without him. So I mean, who knows what the future holds? There's all kinds of mysteries and variables we don't know. We don't know how long he's gonna be in jail for. We don't know if he probably won't, if he'll get out for like parole or good behavior or anything like that. We don't know anything like that. We don't know if like his bandmates blame him necessarily. Or
none of them have said anything.
Yeah, so like
we don't even know how they feel, I guess.
So like they could be perfectly fine with it, and the second he gets out of jail, big As They Lay Dying reunion. Even though I don't see that as likely, but I mean, it's a slight possibility. But then I wouldn't blame them for trying to go on without him. But I could see some people not being all for that. I feel like the fan base would be probably split right down the middle of people who want that band to carry on, and people who think that just because Tim Lambesis is gone that they should just stop. I think they should try to carry on, see what they can do with themselves, and hope for the best. I mean, it sucks, but I mean, it's what happened. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, it's kind of like Suicide Silence, except it's a different situation where it's not like they should wait some time where they could get a new vocalist. I mean, any given day, and I don't think anyone would blame them. And that's the thing. If and when Tim gets out of jail, prison, and he's allowed to tour the United States and everything, and he's allowed to, leave the state or he had some freedom. I mean, what's that going to be like? They were always a Christian band. I kind of never bought too into that, especially towards the sooner rather than the long time ago. I mean, what's that going to be? They're definitely no longer a Christian band. Maybe the other members may be Christian, but that's the thing when you're front man. It's, you know, I mean, where does he go from there? What is he? You know, Randy Blythe went to jail, but he you know, he didn't embarrass himself. That's the thing. The band, I guarantee you that they're embarrassed as hell. Embarrassed that their Christian singer, even if, you know, he wasn't no longer Christian or whatever, he could have, you know, could have been a better way to come out and say, hey, I'm not I've been thinking more, because when he released some statement about whether he was still a Christian, it was kind of confusing because he didn't exactly straightforward, you know, hey, I'm not a Christian anymore, but you know, whether he questioned things or, you know, there's just a better way to. There could have been a better way to find out about that, but yeah, I guarantee the band's embarrassed. They have, like Keith said, they gotta, you know, if they carry on, they gotta get a new vocalist. I mean, Tim Lambesis is just that's their livelihood. They're a big enough band where they make money from touring. I mean, they make decent money. It's not, you know, Rings of Saturn or I Declare War. If anyone, you know, watching this may know those bands. They're smaller time bands that have to tour a lot to make money. But As I Lay Dying is maybe one of the biggest, if not the biggest, metalcore act, or definitely one of the biggest. I mean, seeing them at Mayhem 2012, they were over Devil Wears Prada, Whitechapel, a bunch of other bands. I mean, they're pretty high up there. They're a popular band. A lot of people know about them. So I feel like, you know, if the guys in that band, I mean, this is their chance to take a hiatus, but if they want to get back to the band making money, that's how they want to continue with things. I mean, there's no question. They got to get a new vocalist. I mean, you know, it's just, with Tim, I mean, it's kind of, he blew it. I mean, that's not even to make a joke. He really just blew it big time.
Yeah. I mean, I pretty much agree with everything. And the thing that sucks is that maybe, I know there's a lot of people out there that probably looked up to Tim Lambesis as, you know, this Christian metal singer and really believed in what he said in his lyrics and stuff, and now that's just, you know, he doesn't really mean stuff or whatever because he just, you know, he changed his views. I mean, there's nothing wrong with someone changing how they feel about something, but I mean, that part kind of sucks. And the thing I just feel that's just kind of, I don't know. I just feel the whole thing, he kind of took the whole thing overboard. I mean, yeah, I'm not him. I don't know how it actually was. But, you know, apparently his wife was going to take his kids away. I know people, you know, get really, you know, defensive, up in arms and defensive about their children. And that's how it should be. But maybe going to the lengths of wanting to murder your wife, I don't know about that. I don't even know why he wanted to hire someone to do it. Why didn't he just do it? He was big enough to do it. He could have ripped her in half, probably.
Yeah, and then he goes to jail now. He's definitely not going to get to see his kids for a while.
No, and then, I mean, and it was kind of ironic because I've seen As I Lay Dying 5 times, and literally every time I saw them, I would say, Tim Lambesis has gotten bigger. And it's just kind of funny that, we found out that he actually was on steroids. I mean, it was kind of obvious, but it was just funny, saw them doing their 10th anniversary headlining tour. He was a big fucking dude. Saw him headline or on Mayhem Festival, and this guy's fucking jacked now. And then saw him with the Devil Wears Prada in March of 2013, and he's just like...
He was like
It's
walking
just
around the
like,
stage literally
holy
like that.
shit.
It's like a gorilla.
Like,
yeah, kinda.
like he probably could barely hold the mic up to his fucking mouth. You know, he probably can't brush his teeth. He's fucking huge, and it's just,
his arms are too heavy to lift.
yeah, and it's
Too much
funny
muscle.
because when they did Mayhem, they did like a day in the life of Azalea Dying or something, and it had Tim Lambesis, you know, vigorously working out, and it's just kind of like, oh, you know, I see, that makes a little bit more sense, you know, now. It just sucks because, I mean, I like Tim Lambesis as a vocalist. I feel that he's a fantastic vocalist, and with every album that Azalea Dying put out, he got better and better and better and better. And, you know, he was a cool dude. I've heard that he was a very nice dude, but apparently at home he's not a very nice dude or something. I don't know. You know, because I know some people that have actually met him and said he was a very, very nice and generous guy. And it just kind of sucks that, you know, we might never hear Tim Lambesis do vocals again. That's just something that it just kind of gets to me like, damn, you know, because I love Azalea Dying. They're one of my favorite bands, and, you know, that's going to suck. I mean, he does have new music coming out in April with Austrian Death Machine's Triple Brutal. That seriously might be the last thing we hear of Tim Lambesis, which is just kind of funny.
Just think about that. The last thing we hear of Tim Lambesis is this fucking joke, Arnold Schwarzenegger quote-derived death metal band.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, I think Azalea Dying, here's what I think they should do. If they want to keep, if money is more important to them than the music is, keep Azalea Dying's name, find a new vocalist, write more albums, tour, you'll make a lot of money. Otherwise, I would say all those guys should just form a brand new band and call it something different. And I'm sure they'd still get a lot of, you know, fame and make lots of money and stuff. So it depends if they want to leave Azalea Dying's name as it is right now, and, you know, Awakened is their last album or whatever, and they just want to start a new band. Everybody should start, you know, or should continue musically. They're all talented fucking people. All the both guitarists, Nick and what's the other dude's name? Phil. Yes, they're fantastic guitarists. They definitely deserve to keep writing music. And same with their drummer, Motorhead guy. Yeah.
Mancina.
Yeah. And I mean, even their bassist, he's a good vocalist. So, I mean, they all definitely have to continue. And I just, it sucks for them. I can't even imagine how they feel, you know. Here's, you know, their pride and joy that they've been, you know, working on for 12 years, and then one of, you know, their band members, friends, however they felt about him, just fucks it up like that. You know, there's their job, there's their livelihood, and it's just fucked in flames. You know?
I kind of agree with the whole that they should change their name thing, but it's more not of like that. Like, it's more just the name's been spoiled in a way, because it's, you know, I mean, probably the first, well, it's the first name I think of, and I think it's safe to say the first name a lot of people think of when you think Azalea Dying is Tim Lambesis, and so his name's always gonna kind of be like an asterisk right next to Azalea Dying. So like, even like, you know, 5-10 years down the road, these guys still touring, these guys still making music. You know, somebody's gonna say Azalea Dying, probably gonna be like, oh yeah, you know, remember that thing with Tim Lambesis? It'll probably be like a topic or a conversation that comes up shortly thereafter, and then it's just gonna drag it down.
You know, if they kept Azalea Dying's new name and kept, you know, found new vocalists, they could put that to rest though by writing a damn good album, you know, and writing music where people just completely forget about.
Look at
that
Killswitch
stuff.
Engage.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they completely kind of moved on from Howard now.
Yeah, and they could do the same thing, but in a way though, that it's a completely different situation just by how
the person leaves.
Yeah. So.
I think they should keep the band name because they did work pretty hard to make As I Lay Dying one of the biggest and best bands. I mean, it was 4 guys and 1 guy ruins it. I mean,
and I'm sure,
like you said, they could bring on Howard Jones. That was his last name, Jones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they could bring on Howard if he wants to give up on his other project, or
I don't know how he would fit though. Honestly, they would have to find somebody that could get as gruff and low as Tim Lambesis can. I don't feel that Howard Jones.
I felt he was he kind of felt sort of flattened toward the end a bit. At least seeing him live and everything, he was working hard with a lot of stuff. But yeah, some new life into the band. Like, I really don't know who. They're a big band. They have connections. They could easily find someone. But I think it's very possible. Like maybe in a year or so, they take some time off. You know, collect themselves to get into a writing groove and everything, find a new guy and see how it works. If it doesn't work, then hey, you know, whatever, we'll join different bands or we'll do this or do whatever, go on with our lives.
If they decide to keep going, I could easily see them, maybe even at least like announcing some kind of tour before the end of this year. Like just kind of saying like, I don't know, if they're not gonna take like a really long hiatus, like, you know, hey, you know, we're not going to let this, you know, keep us down or something, you know. We're going to go out and still make good music. I can almost see that, maybe.
I don't see the urgency too much, but, I mean, if they wanted to do it, like, if there was that, not urgency, like, they needed to do it. If they wanted to get out and do it, I mean, yeah, I could see that, but I feel like they would probably take some time off, but, yeah, they would probably get some vocalists that, you know, I don't think it's going to be anyone too big of a name. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they could find someone that they feel could be a good replacement if they decide to move on with it. Which I hope they do, because As I Lay Dying has written some damn good music. And I'm sure a lot of people out there would like to still hear these jams.
I feel like Howard Jones would be kind of interesting to hear that. I mean, he has other projects now or whatever, but that would be cool.
Phil Labonte, bro. Didn't say.
If he still knows what metal is.
Yeah.
They could get old Dipstick from Thursday. Thursday's a real band, but they're not metal.
They could get Kratos.
John, ape
Bennett.
shit black metal man.
Vincent Bennett.
Yeah, get Vincent Bennett. He's a Christian.
That's all they're gonna base.
Get the guy from Cannibal Corpse, George Fisher.
Get the guy from
Get Sam. Sam could do it.
Nah.
Yeah.
But really, I mean, you know,
This video is like
9 years, man. 9 years.
So-
So good behavior. I mean, you could get out in like 4 years, but still, that's like 4 years. That's, I mean,
That's a lot of
it's
time
pretty,
for a band to not do anything.
Sam, I'm telling you now, the government does not look kindly on you putting out a contract on your wife's head. I doubt he'll be
Me?
out in less than 9 years.
Well, yeah, even 9 years. I mean, it's a long time. I mean, he's gonna be old by then. He's got to be like 30 by now, or somewhere in his late 20s. He'll be old. He'll be like mid-30s or something. No one cares if you're mid-30s. No one's gonna want that guy. He's just gonna go out. He's gonna get a job, and he's not gonna be in a band. If he's in a band, he's gonna make music, and
who knows
you
if
know.
he'll even get a job. They'll look at his record and be like, "Oh, you tried to kill your wife."
yeah.
I mean,
I
He'll
don't
probably-
want to hire you.
He'll
he
probably
didn't even
still,
go to Collage.
she'll still probably make money off of As I Lay Dying. I mean, if they don't like somehow write him out of
He
it,
might.
which I wouldn't blame them for. But I mean, if they don't, he could still make.
I mean,
money
he was
off that.
fucking loaded.
He'll still have Austrian Death Machine. Well, still, all the court stuff would probably drain his funds.
Plus, he's also still in another battle. His wife's seeking money for her court fees and
Hey!
emotional distress.
He had
and all that stuff.
Pyrethion,
Mhm.
didn't he? Yeah,
Didn't he? Didn't he, Whirl?
didn't he?
This conversation is just.
Wow, this is downplayed. Really
You know,
quick.
if you follow us on Facebook and like us on Facebook, which you fucking should, I'll keep you updated, and you'll be like, "Thanks for the update."
Thanks for the update.
Appreciate it.
on what actually happens with this band and Timmy Lambesis. So let us know your thoughts on what As I Lay Dying should do. If Tim Lambesis is a dingus or not, whatever. Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah, he's a fucking loser.
Plays it.
Seriously.
Plays it.